Hello everyone, this is Carlos from Relics of Retail. I lived in the San Jose area from 2003 to 2013. During this time, I came out of my shell and I discovered that I loved to dance. And I went to many downtown nightclubs in San Jose. In my recent trips to the city, I've noticed that most of these clubs have disappeared. So join me as I investigate what happened to them and to the abundant nightclub scene.
Tuesday!
Got the restaurant, we got the club. Thursday nights are packed, Saturday nights are packed.
I remember going to Taste Ultra Lounge several times. It was located at the end of a city block. The darkness of this area gave the club an air of mystery. The Historic Resources Inventory of San Jose estimates that 87 to 97 North San Pedro Street was originally Garden City Modern Bakery, and it was built around 1904. The building along St. John Street seems to have been added later because its architecture is different from the buildings that once stood there. The Laundry Works restaurant used to operate at 87 North San Pedro Street. In the late 1980s, it hosted live music and became an early venue for local alternative rock. But its run was short-lived, and the restaurant was sold in 1987. Other business that later operated on this corner include Club St. John, Hamburger Mary's, Club Echo, Blue Tattoo, and Deep. Taste Ultra Lounge opened in late 2006. It had 4 large rooms with 2 bars inside and 1 outside on the patio. Taste was a popular club, but it closed abruptly in 2008. The club owners could not renew their lease with the building's owner, Tom McEnery. This guy was not a fan of nightclubs. The former city mayor was very vocal in his dislike for popular nightclubs. Later, he called for an immediate moratorium on new clubs and described their proliferation as a thugocracy, destroying the hopes for a real downtown. Taste Ultra Lounge was in the historic San Pedro Square, and there were big plans for this area. The building along St. John Street, which was the entrance to Taste Ultra Lounge, was demolished and a new one was built. The El Dorado building was retrofitted and the buildings became part of the San Pedro Square Market. Opening in 2011, the urban market includes food vendors, bars, boutiques, and an open-air plaza. The plaza incorporates the landmark Gonzalez Peralta Adobe House, which was built in 1797. In my few visits there, the market felt very family-friendly. On the other side of San Pedro Square used to be Cuccini, a restaurant and dance club. I recall hearing Cuccini's promoted on the radio.
What's up, y'all? This is Big Night Presents every Saturday night here at Cuccini's. It goes down Wild 94.9. Man, I'm here with Ray, the owner of the club, man. It goes down every week. Got the restaurant, we got the club. Thursday nights are packed, Saturday nights are packed. Look at the lines, man. We bring in over 1,000 people every Saturday night, man. 72 North Almaden Avenue every Saturday night, man. It's a wrap. Whee! Come on now.
Hi, it's my birthday. I'm here at Sabor.
One of the best parties, the biggest party. The line will wrap around the entire place of all the people that want to get into this place.
When Cuccini became Sabor, it seems to have been a sort of continuation of Taste. I remember having a lot of fun dancing here and talking with friends and coworkers on the patio. Sabor closed around 2012 and later became SP2 Communal Bar and Restaurant. SP2 does host live music and DJs, but it seems to be more upscale than Sabor. When Super Bowl 50 was held in Santa Clara, a private after party was held here. Bruno Mars, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and Coldplay were all in attendance. Club Miami was another nightclub in San Pedro Square. In 2005 or 6, my brothers and I came here on a Friday or Saturday night. We entered through the outdoor staircase. The DJ played a great variety of music, and we shared a bucket of Modelo Negro beer. It was one of the best nights I've ever had at a nightclub. Man, I wish I had a picture from that night. The club opened in 1988. In 2006, Club Miami changed its name and moved to another location. The space became a series of restaurants over the years. By 2020, the patio and staircases were demolished and a new building was added. During my visit in 2022, both the new building and the former Club Miami were vacant. Club Miami became Miami Beach Club at its new location. In the past, this building was home to many nightclubs: Paradise Beach, Club Extreme, Club Friction, Vertigo, Club Wild, and Club 175. It opened as the Ambassadors Lounge around September 2004. The club was partially owned by legendary Bay Area rapper E40, who would perform there monthly. Several famous artists performed here, and the club drew large crowds. On October 22, 2005, 50 shots were fired in the parking lot. 3 people were injured and 2 people were later charged. The shooting led to a quick approval of a new city ordinance. The police chief could suspend an entertainment license if a business was viewed as a public safety threat. E40 sold his share of the club. The club was remodeled and renamed Beehive Lounge. Miami Beach Club moved in afterwards in 2006. Then it moved again a few years later. The building was demolished and it became a parking lot. Then 2 luxury residential towers were built in its place.
Oh my God.
Get ready to party at the #1 Latin nightclub in the Bay Area, Miami Beach Club. We're located at 417 South 1st Street in downtown San Jose, playing hip-hop, reggaeton, rock and español, Latin tropical, and salsa. We're open Thursday through Sunday from 7 p.m. till 2 a.m. On Thursdays, 18 and over are welcome.
Since 2009, Miami Beach Club has remained at this location. This was one of my favorite clubs, and I came here several times. I always enjoyed the mix of Latin and American music. For several years, the building was known as the Cactus Club. It was a landmark music venue for local and touring rock bands. Over the years, it brought acts like Korn, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and No Doubt. The Cactus Club helped revitalize the area, which was previously known as a sort of red light district. The South First area became an entertainment district, largely because of the Cactus Club. Across First Street is a building with a diverse and interesting history. Built in 1913, it was originally a car garage for the Boschkin Motor Company. In 1948, it became a regular movie theater. Then in the 70s, it became an adult film theater. In 1989, it was converted into a nightclub called FX. Other nightclubs that followed later were The Usual, Club Spy, and Pete Escovedo's Latin Jazz Club. Then it became Angel's Ultra Lounge and Cabaret. I remember it specifically because my friends and I came here at the end of a crazy night. The nightclub opened in August 2005 and closed around 2008, and it remained empty for over 7 years. In 2015, it became the Ritz San Jose, a nightclub and live music venue. Across San Salvador Street was originally the Studio Theater that opened in 1950. In February 2000, the building had 2 nightclubs, Polyesters and Culture Club. One had a 70s theme and the other had an 80s theme. The building was later known as Danceplex. Other nightclubs that followed were Cabana and then Glow. The next nightclub would be the last. Wet Nightclub opened in October 2008. The Vegas-style club had a water theme and it drew huge crowds. It brought artists like Travis Barker, Nas, and Sean Paul, and appearances by Carmen Electra and Kim Kardashian.
I love Wet Nightclub. I love how the water is streaming down on both sides. It's very tranquil in here. I love it.
I never went to this club because of the stories I heard. Over the years, club owners told the press that certain high-profile incidents were exaggerated. But the club had several issues. To give some perspective, law enforcement responded to 49 calls in a span of 5 months. On July 10, 2009, 4 people were injured by a man wielding a knife on the dance floor. This led to the first entertainment license suspension. On September 7, 2009, cell phone video captured several fights inside the club. The video went viral online, and the police chief revoked the club's license. Again, owner Mike Hamad sued the city, claiming it was unconstitutional for the police chief to close his club. Although the lawsuit was thrown out by a federal judge, the city ordinance was amended and the club could reopen. Hamad worked with the police department and made changes to make the club safer.
We've all been waiting for months. It's here. The second coming of Wet. Why is it the second coming? I'm gonna tell you why. We got new lighting system, new bartenders, new DJs, new girls, the alcohol. I mean, it keeps going and going and going. Matter of fact, I quit. I just want to walk around and talk to all the girls.
The club was renovated and reopened in June 2010. On New Year's Eve 2011, a fight in the restroom line left a woman's cheek punctured by a stiletto heel. The staff was accused of failing to call emergency services. The club's license was suspended for the third and final time. The landlord terminated the lease in March 2011, and Wet Nightclub closed permanently. A year later, the building opened as a gym and rock climbing facility called the Studio Climbing. Across the street used to be Marsugi's, another important rock music venue. Bands like Green Day and Nirvana performed here before they were famous. But I remember this place as Agenda Lounge, which opened in 1995. It was almost the first club I ever visited. I wore dark colors and my new cologne. It was my friend's birthday and we had dinner at the restaurant on the first floor. The nightclub was on the second floor. I didn't want to carry my light sweater all night, so I walked back to my dorm room to leave it there. Okay, so when I returned, the bouncer didn't let me in because I was under 21. Later on, my friend told me that I could have gotten into the club if I had stayed inside the restaurant. I could have just gone upstairs. And I'll always remember that story. A few years later, I did experience the intimate and classy upstairs nightclub. Agenda closed in May 2016. The first floor is a Portuguese restaurant. The second is a cocktail bar and nightclub called Noite, which means night in Portuguese. On 1st and Santa Clara Street was the upscale Studio 8 nightclub. Over the years, it was also known as Vivid, Pearl, and SJ Live. I visited the club when it was called Pearl, and I remember admiring the massive, beautiful building. Over the years, the club brought acts like Mike Posner, Pauly D, and Jabberwockies. Studio 8 was inside the Bank of Italy building, later known as the Bank of America building. I noticed that the club's signage was always projected onto windows, likely because the building is a city landmark. As of this writing, the building is being renovated from top to bottom. One of the most noticeable changes will be the addition of an exterior staircase with garden terraces. The proposed plans include an event venue in the former nightclub space. A block away from Studio 8 was Toons. The club opened in 1992 as Toons Piano Bar.
Okay, good.
I heard about fights here, so I never visited Toons. The club was known for having no dress code or a minimal dress code. There's several videos online of various artists performing at Toons, as well as this guy who was often seen dancing there. Toons operated from 1992 to 2011. According to its manager, the club was closed due to unforeseen circumstances and various other factors. The building remained empty for several years. In February 2019, it opened as Mini Boss, an arcade bar that looks like a fun place. Around the corner from Toons was VooDoo Lounge, which opened in 2000. I visited VooDoo Lounge many times. Several of my friends liked coming here instead of the bigger nightclubs. VooDoo felt more accessible and unpretentious. As a dance club, it wasn't my favorite. I remember a lot of people standing with drinks on the dance floor. But VooDoo was a great place for hanging out with friends. I particularly remember the second floor area with windows overlooking 2nd Street. Over the years, the club brought many musical acts from a wide variety of genres. VooDoo Lounge closed in February 2011. In a press release, the owner said, "Our current landlord was unwilling to work on lease terms that would have kept our doors open during this most difficult economic climate. When you consider that most nightclubs only last 2 years, we're proud of all we've accomplished at VooDoo." One of the last shows was a surprise performance by R&B artist Miguel. The former VooDoo Lounge is now Axeman Throw House. I did axe throwing recently and it was a lot of fun. This business also offers knife throwing and splatter painting. I'm not sure about the knife throwing, but splatter painting sounds like fun. In the 2000s and 2010s, downtown San Jose had many nightclubs. To give some perspective, in 2007, 40 nightclubs operated in the area. But this overabundance was unsustainable. There were fights, crime, and other problems. This probably hurt the city's title of Safest Big City in America, a title it held for 6 consecutive years. Since 2007, 9 residential high-rise buildings have been added to downtown. If the powers that be wanted the area to be more family-friendly, an oversaturated club scene would be at odds with that. Like many retail places, most nightclubs are not seen as historically important. They're often ephemeral nature, and the frequent name changes make them difficult to document. But these nightclubs are important because people spend their lives there, working, dancing, laughing, and celebrating with family, friends, significant others, and even strangers. If you want to see updates on other San Jose downtown clubs, check out my Instagram at Relics of Retail. I'll be posting about ones I did not mention. And if you enjoyed my video, watch my other short documentaries and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.
It's a wrap.